Hello, and welcome to Camp C++ Quickies. This video, we're going to be learning about program logic, what you can put inside an if or else if statement. So there are a whole series of logic operators in C++. Um, First off, we have comparison operators. We've already learned the equals operator. Um, you can also, of course, do less than, or less than equals, or greater than equals. Um, and you can even do the exclamation point in C++ is a reserved word that means not. So bang equals, as it's often pronounced by programmers, means not equal to. So in our previous program where we did if favorite %2 equals 0 and said that's even, we could change that to bang equals 0, not equals 0, and print cout. Um, that is an odd number. Okay. We can also do nested ifs within this if number if we want to know whether that odd number is greater than or equal to 5 or less than or equal to 5. We can say if favorite less than or equal to 5, cout, that is a small odd number, end line. So we can actually get rid of this here. Else, cout, that is a big odd number. Now, I think you probably need a comma in here. My English teachers would get mad at me. Small odd number, big odd number. Okay. Notice that in this case, I didn't put code block brackets around the cout. If all you want to do is one single line of code following an if or an else, you can do that. It's often preferred style to put the code block brackets in for two reasons. One, it's just more consistent. And two, sometimes you want to come back later and expand this to another line of code. And if you do, you've already got the code block brackets there and you don't have to remember to add them. Okay. So, else, don't have to put a parens after the else. I keep reading that. Okay. Else if favorite is greater than or equal to 10, cout, that number has multiple digits in line. Okay. So I can use these greater than or less than in a number of different ways. Okay. I could make this less than 10. Okay. And that would work. Okay. So depends on what my definition of small is. I could pick any number. I could pick less than 145 if I wanted to. Maybe that's my definition of a small number. Okay. We can also join conditions using and. Okay. In which case I can just take this here. Okay. So in this case, I'm checking two conditions at once. If favorite %2 does not equal 0 and favorite is less than 10, okay, That's how you read this double ampersand, is as the logical AND operator. And we say that is a small odd number. Okay. So if I run this, if I put 7, I get that is a small odd number. If I run again and I say 15, that number has multiple digits. Okay, because that fell down to checking if favorite is greater than or equal to 10. Okay. It didn't fall in here because it was odd, but it was not less than 10. Okay, and means both conditions on either side have to be true. Note that in C++, the first half of an AND statement gets evaluated no matter what. If this comes out true, however, it short circuits the rest of the statement. It never checks to see if favorite is less than 10. Because if this is false, sorry, I should have said false. If this is false, there's no way it can be false and true. So it just fails. So I can run this again and say my favorite number is 6, and it won't do anything because it failed 6, so it's not going to check whether it's less than 10. What if I did or instead? Now, if I tell it my favorite number is 6, it'll say that is either small or an odd number. And if I run it again and tell it my favorite number is 15, it'll say that's either small or an odd number. Okay, so we've got favorite %2 not equal 0, or, that's how you read this double bar, this double pipe symbol, or favorite is less than 10. So it's either small, favorite less than 10, or an odd number, favorite %2 does not equal 0. Okay. Lastly, there's one more logical operator. If I take this whole phrase here and I put an exclamation point in front of it, that means not. Take the logical opposite of this. So this whole statement will be true if everything inside the not operator is false. So that means not odd or less than 10 means it has to be both even and greater than 10. Okay. So what is your favorite number? 15 falls through to the multiple digits answer. What is your favorite number? 6. Nothing happens. It failed the odd test. Or it passed the odd test, failed the less than 10 test. So 22, that is a large even number. Okay. So that's how logic works in C++. You'll get plenty of chances to practice using all of these operators because we do if and else. And in fact, this also comes into the while statements and for statements in looping. So you'll have plenty of chances to practice these skills. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for learning about logic, and go out and practice your coding.